My sister thinks she's a princess, but she's not human. It started subtly. At first, it was just a game. My younger sister, Emma, would twirl around in a pink bedsheet, calling herself Princess Alira of the Glass Kingdom. She insisted on eating her dinner from the finest plates we owned and refused to respond to Emma. We all thought it was cute. A 7-year-old girl with a vivid imagination. But then she started sleeping on the floor. She said the bed was too soft for royalty. Her speech changed, too. She stopped using contractions and spoke with strange, overly formal sentences. One must not speak so hastily in the presence of nobility, she told Mom when asked to clear the table. Our parents chalked it up to a phase, maybe something she picked up from one of those fantasy cartoons. But I was older, 13. I knew something was off. I first noticed her eyes changing one night during a blackout. We lit candles, and I caught her sitting upright in her room, staring at her mirror. Her reflection didn't match her movements. "Emma," I whispered. She turned to me slowly. Her eyes shimmered in the candlelight. Not like a reflection, but as if something behind them was moving, like silver ink swirling under the surface. "Princess Alira," she corrected, her voice icy and foreign. I felt a chill. "Cut out. You're scaring me." She smiled. "You should be scared, brother. The crown is awakening." Emma began drawing symbols in her notebooks. Spirals, spiked crowns, and eyes. Dozens of eyes. When I asked her about them, she said they were glyphs from the old tongue. Her teachers called home about her behavior. She wouldn't answer questions unless addressed as Your Grace. One night, I stayed up and watched her from the crack of her bedroom door. She stood in front of the mirror again, whispering. Not in English. Not in any language I recognized. And then the mirror rippled. I blinked. It shimmered like water, and for a second, I saw another face in it, twisted, glassy, and sharp. It grinned at her. Emma nodded to it. I told Mom. She got angry. "Stop spying on your sister. She's just pretending. Let her be a kid." I begged her to take the mirror out of Emma's room. She refused. "It helps her feel pretty," she said. That night, I crept back in while Emma slept. I touched the mirror. It was ice cold. Not glass. Not anymore. Something pulsed behind it like a heartbeat. I ran back to my room and locked the door. Emma stopped eating. Not entirely, just regular food. She'd stare at dinner, sniff it, and say, "This is unfit for a ruler." But I caught her one night in the kitchen, crouched on the counter, licking condensation from the refrigerator. She hissed when I turned the light on. Her eyes, they were all silver now. "You shouldn't be awake," she said. "You need help?" I told her. She tilted her head. "You are correct. My transformation is incomplete." Then she smiled with her mouth open wider than any human should. I started sleeping with a flashlight and a kitchen knife. The drawings in her notebooks became maps. She labeled them the Borderlands Throne of the Hollow Crown and the Mouth of Mirrors. Mom and Dad were oblivious. They saw a quiet child with a strong imagination. I saw something growing in her. Something hungry. I had to end it. One night, while Emma was at school, I smashed the mirror. It screamed. Not Emma, the mirror. A high, glassy shriek that shattered every plate in the kitchen. Mom grounded me. Emma came home and stood silently in front of the broken frame. She turned to me with tearless eyes. "You have broken the gate," she whispered. "Now the court will come." That night, the mirrors across the house began whispering. I covered mine with a sheet. It moved anyway. The sheet bulged outward like something pressed from the inside. I nailed it shut. Emma didn't speak to us anymore. She spent hours scratching at her wall with her nails until they bled. One morning, I found a message scrawled across her room in mirror shards. "The princess will ascend. The blood of the family will open the crown." The final night, everything fell apart. Emma stood at the center of the living room, surrounded by shards from every mirror in the house. She wore a dress stitched from curtains, and her arms were cut in neat lines, dripping. "The throne awakens," she said. My parents finally saw it, saw her for what she had become. But it was too late. Every shard floated up. They circled her like moons. The walls bled silver. The lights shattered. "Bow," she commanded. Something pushed us down. I couldn't move. I watched as her face split open into a mouth that wasn't a mouth. a void of glass and wind and whispering things. She stepped into the mirror that had formed in the air and vanished. The house fell silent. We moved a week later. I still see her in reflections sometimes. In store windows, in puddles, in car mirrors. Always smiling, always watching, and whispering in a voice only I can hear. You are next to wear the crown.